What up, guys? It's time to install this transmission cooler. Today we're going to be installing the tru-cool 40K on my 04 Suburban with the 5.3 two-wheel drive. It's got a 4060 in it. We still have the factory cooler in here. I'm going to go ahead and take it out and drop in the big boy. Show you what we got. Alright, so what we have is, I already opened the box. Make sure what we needed was in here. Got some instructions. That's kind of universal. You might want to use those, you might not want to use them. Fancy bubble wrap. Got some hardware. Gloves over here. And here this thing is. I ordered this thing like 3 weeks ago. Need that anymore. Tru-cool oil cooler. This is actually a trans cooler. So I will leave the part number to find this thing. I bought mine off of eBay about 3 weeks ago. Show you what's in the box. We got some rubber hose that we're gonna need. That over there. And here she is. And the stock was probably about like half the size of this, probably about that big. So this is about twice the size. These are rated at 40,000. So we're good with that. We ain't pushing 40,000 pounds on this thing. So we're good. The main reason why you want to have one of these, if you have oversized wheels, lift kit, you have a lot of power in the motor, the heat builds in the transmission, so you get a transmission cooler, cool it down. This, I ordered this, see if it even shows it up here when I ordered this thing. Let's see. Oh, back in May. This is the retro kit that you can get from, oh, it's lighter on here. This is the retro kit you can get off of performancetrucks.net. This guy actually makes the kit for you. It's a bunch of various brackets. Actually, you can reuse these. These are the GM standard connects that you can thread into here like that, and you can retain the factory cooler line. We got some brackets in here. We got to obviously drill out some more stuff. We have to open this thing in a while. Anyways, you gotta get the point. So let's leave that there. First, we gotta pop off this top shroud. Then you gotta pull the grill out. And the transmission cooler, the stock one, if you can see it, it's right there, right under the Chevy emblem sign. Which I can't say they put it right there because the sign's right here. There's no flow with it. You only get flow on the bottom, seems like it, unless it goes up and then falls over it. But anyways, so we get that done. Gonna pop this shroud out. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 little pop rivet, little plastic pop rivets. And then I believe it's a 10 mil to pop this off, the grill off. And then the sides, you got to push in and pull them out. Careful, these get old over time, they get brittle, so you might break those. So let's get this off and come back. All right, got the top shroud off. When you're pulling these out, be careful, because they could be old or brittle. You could break these, and you just twist them, may just slide off. And you got a 10 mil here, just pop them off. And you have it's 4 of these. It's this one here, there's one here, and then there's one down there, and there's one down there. I had to get out also too. So let's get this 10 mil off, get this out of here. So got off the front grill over there. Got to clean that thing up also. You don't have to pull the headlights out. I did that for a different reason. But as you can see, here is the factory cooler and the tru-cool. Let's get it out off this little makeshift box thing. Tru-cool is gonna mount like this. So as you can see, this height comparison. I mean, this thing is like half the size of this cooler. So clean the condenser off also while I'm in there. Let's put this back. So this is a good time to clean up all back here. all this stuff right here. Get the buzz out of the condenser, have better airflow for the AC. I think this is your power steering cooler, I believe. Which, kind of flimsy, but yeah, well, whatever. I guess it works. So, pop these down. You got these little E-clips in here, under these little plastic rubber things. They probably like rusted on. Some of you get them rusted on. Mine's aren't. We're gonna probably paint this up right here. Paint this up there. That way you could, that was all black. We get a brush and brush out all the stuff, all the bugs out of here. Oh, look at the radiator back there. Jesus. Yeah, probably get some coil cleaner also on this thing. So let's get this cleaned up, get that unmounted, and I'll catch you guys in a second. All right, so kind of clean this up a little bit. So take the bolts out from here. These are 10 mils. Then you got 2 pop rivets. You got one in here, you got one here. Already slid down the little cover for the E-clips right here. You can see it. The kit comes with new ones, but at the same time, don't lose these still, because you might lose one that's in the kit, and then you might need some more. So let's get these out. These aren't hard. You just pop them from one side. Put your hand kind of behind it on this side when it pops out, because it might pop that way, and you can catch it. So you'll be good. Let's get that done, and we'll come back in a second. Got the trans cooler off, and I kind of got ahead of myself. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, before you do this, park the car where you want to actually work on the car at. Because I moved mine from the front of my house this morning back where it's at now, and of course the trans cooler got filled up with fluid. When I popped the lines off, it was fluid in there. So you park it overnight, it'll drain back into the transmission, and when you pop the lines off, they won't do all this. That's what mine's did. And mine's are pretty dirty actually. So I gotta flush the transmission out, which I'll be doing next weekend. This is the old cooler. It's the old one compared to the new one. I mean, look at this thing. This thing is like not as tall. It's long. It's not. I mean, I can fit another one over there. So this tru-cool is gonna come in handy a lot. So let's see what else we gotta get. I don't tow anything. I don't do things like that, but I do plan on towing all my stuff to Texas when we do move. So this is like a precaution for safety, so it doesn't fail. Also, this truck just turned 100,000 miles on it, and it's 04, and the guy I bought it from was super good with maintenance. So before I bought it, it had 74,000 miles. He just had the trans serviced at 53. So this fluid now has probably got like maybe 58,000 miles on it, maybe, so I had it. So, well, since he flushed it, I've only had it for the past 24,000 miles, which is like 3 or 4 years ago. So let's finish getting this coil cleaned up for the condenser, and start mounting the brackets for the new trans cooler. So catch you guys in a second. But this is where we're at right now though. So we got the grill off, we got the shroud off, got the old trans cooler out, got the lines off. I'm gonna just brush up the condenser for the AC, get off all the bugs in that, and we're gonna finish this install. Now, total time on install shouldn't take long. If you have all the tools for it and you've watched enough videos about this, you should be pretty good. I've watched, you guys go follow LSX Matt. He did this on his Tahoe, and it's a very detailed video, better than my video probably. I've watched the video for past probably like 4 or 5 months to make sure I'm doing this correctly. And he was the one that turned me onto the kit from performanceTrucks.net from that guy, and I will link the guy's email in the description. You guys can hit him up for the brackets. You don't have to use the brackets, but it makes it look like it's a factory install with the brackets, because they're already like cut to the I guess the A-frame, I guess you want to call it. I don't know. They're already pretty much cut to mount to that, so you're pretty much good with it. So once you get that, you just drill the holes out for it, and then you mount the hardware bracket from the tru-cool kit to his bracket and run the lines. You do have to cut one line. I'll show you later on the video, but this one's gonna have to be cut here and spun around that way, or cut it here, sorry, cut it here and spun around that way. The guide does give you a compression fitting for it when you do cut the line, so we're good with there. I did the same install on my OBS truck, my Silverado. You can see it up front. She's down right now. I haven't even messed with that. But anyways, I gotta get that thing fixed. And I towed a trailer one day with this thing on weekend before I put the cooler on there, and I had a thermal gun on the trans temp. It was about 160, 170, and it was only like 70 outside, which is not bad. But if I have to tow something also with this truck, the OBS truck, I do want the cooler to cool the transmission down. That's been rebuilt. It's been flushed out as of about a year ago for the flush out. Rebuild was done about 7 years ago on the transmission, so it's still fairly good. It has been many miles on that since then, but I will be installing a trans temp gauge on this truck and a oil temp gauge also on this truck, also to monitor that. I'm not worried about the diff overheating. I'm not worried about that at all. My biggest thing is oil temp, because I want to see what oil pressure goes up and down. Anyways, so let's get this finished up. And then I'll bring you guys back when I start drilling the holes for the brackets. All right, so that bottom part, that was here. It was here, and here's a bar. It's right there. Had to pull that off also too for the bottom bracket. Mine kind of came pre-drilled, but he didn't pop out, I guess, the excess on him, I guess. So I painted mine black. I'm letting it hang dry right now while I go eat. And I'm gonna clear them with some clear coat. I gotta get them under there still a little bit. These do come, they're aluminum, they're not gonna rust. I'm just painting these, just have the factory look on them. So that's what mine are doing. Let them hang dry. And then I should have probably did this yesterday, but I didn't. I didn't think I was gonna paint them, but I did. So got a little spot up there to get also over there. But let these dry. I'm gonna go and start mounting up some of the stuff that I'm gonna use on the trans cooler while these are hang drying, which it doesn't take long for these to dry. I just use some regular where I throw it at. This is just some Rust-Oleum truck bed coating that I had laying around, and I have some clears somewhere in here. I think it's that can right there. I think I'm gonna just clear them after that. So I get this thing finished up. This is the 14 bolt that I bought like 6 months ago. It's got a bad pinion bearing on it, so I gotta get the rebuilt, and I'm kind of waiting till I order the posi unit for it, so I can take it to the place and have them redo it. And I guess I got to get calipers for it, rotors for it. Well, yeah, calipers, rotors, pads, and the brackets, so you can do the disc brake conversion off of the NBS Tahoes. They bolt right up to these 6-lug axles, and then for the fronts, all you do is just get the 2500 6-lug rotors, and that's it. But I heard a rumor that you can use the NBS steering knuckle or hub, whatever, on these, but you have to have the ball joint hole reamed out for the OBS because they're a little bit bigger, I believe. But that's a different project. So once that gets rebuilt, then we'll go over that then. But let these hang dry while I go eat, and I'll catch y'all in a minute. I'm hungry. But probably gonna paint up the little metal parts on this just to get it, kind of cleaner. So we'll see. All right, so we got the brackets mounted up. It does come with new bolts. I ended up using the factory bolts. Don't know why, but I just did. I got a hurt anything. I didn't paint this. I was going to, but I just forget about it. I don't have any regular black spray paint for it. Anyways, so this is it. Now I gotta hang the cooler, and then after that I gotta cut the lines the transmission, and then start it up, and then we're pretty much done. I got everything mounted up except for the cooler. Now, if you notice this line, this one is facing the right way. This is the return line. This is the hot side going in. The cooler inlet is here, but line port is over here. You have to cut this at the straight part about here. They do give you a compression fitting for this, so you can spin it 180 degrees out, so you go into this side for the cooler, and this one's already fine, so you're good there. I tried to like pre-mount this, but the holes don't line up for the cooler. There should be a hole here, I believe, so I might drill a hole out for this right here. I might, if I have to, but see, that one's fine, but this side, this one's kind of different. I'll get into that when I get further to that part. I'm gonna cut this line right now, put the compression fitting on, and that will solve that problem. All right, I had to do some modification. So the holes that come on the bracket are here and here. Well, it wouldn't line up, so I had to drill a hole here and drill a hole here. So you would have to remove this little guy, which he sits down here, hold lines in place. I had to remove mines, and then you gotta pop this out to pull this line over to get over there. So I'm trying to get this out now, but I'm having a hard time getting it out pretty much. Other than that, we're pretty much done. For some reason, I think this is gonna leak because it's kind of loose, but low pressure side, so we'll see. I did break one of the bolts up here, and I had a spare one sitting around, so I'm just doing in there. Other than that, that's how it's gonna look. Once I get this line on, I can start it up and let everything run through, and if I have to add any fluid, I will. So we'll see what happens. All right, so everything mounted up. Don't mind the steam, that's the water from the radiator. I did have a leak here. I took it off, positioned it. I put some Teflon tape or whatever, the pipe tape, whatever, put that on there. I thought this one was gonna leak, but it doesn't. So I was like, cool. So we're good. We're just gonna put everything back together. The grill, the headlights. I gotta get some daytime lights for these. They've been out for like the past 3 years. They've been out. It finishes up. Other than that, we're all good. We're done. So thank y'all for watching the video. This has been an install on a tru-cool 40K on a 04 Chevy Suburban. This works for actually 99 to I think current. As long as you can make your own mounting brackets for everything. I bought my mounting bracket stuff from the guy at performancetrucks.net. I will leave his email in the link below. I will also leave the link for the transcooler also too. I got mine off eBay for $185. The first one I bought for the OBS, I paid like $130 for that one, I think, and I paid $185 for this one. They were temporarily out of stock on these, so the prices are kind of going up on them a little bit now also. I don't know why, but my buddy of mine's has a, if you have a 07 NBS body style, Silverado, Sierra, probably Yukon, Tahoe, Escalade, Harlow, same front end. He did his install on his. Check out BRB Auto Vlogs. He has a white 2013 crew cab Silverado with 5.3 in it. He did his install on his. I think he's on part 3 right now. Don't quote me on that, but I know he did part 1 and part 2 that's already out on YouTube. Part 3, I think he's still waiting to release it, but he did his install. If you have a 07 NBS Silverado, Sierra, Yukon, any of those, it should be all the same. He didn't use the kit from performancetruck.net. He didn't use the kit. He didn't even buy it actually, but he did his install. His is all done. So for the guys who have a NBS body style, whatever, check out BRB Auto Vlogs. He did his install on his tru-cool 40K. I'm gonna finish up this and go in the house and grab some food because I'm hungry. So I catch you on the next video. Peace out. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Later.